Good morning, everyone. My name is Jonathan Adele. I'm the Grant Project Manager for Miami Tech Works. This is actually a recent, development, and it's all because of you guys. Because of you guys, I was able to step up, and so I just want to give another round of applause for all of you guys. So, so today, as you know, we're here for the Epic Challenge Student Showcase. Now, what is the Epic Challenge Student Showcase? Well, over the course of 5 weeks, these brave students have been engaged in a very rigorous and hands-on activity, experience, and initiative. We were able to actually place 20 lucky students directly into local companies where they were able to really engage and get hands-on learning and experiences without any of the roadblocks, rules, regulations. They were able to jump into companies and begin working directly on real-world solutions. This initiative, honestly, was only able to get done due in partnership with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation and Riipen. We have a representative in the back right now. Can you guys clap it up for Eleanor? She was actually your support manager on the Ripen platform. So if you did have any issues, Eleanor was the first one to make sure you guys were all squared away, cleared up and clean. So I just want to thank Eleanor and honestly the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. So I know what you're thinking. We have the Epic Challenge, but why do we have the Epic Challenge? Well, at Miami Tech Works, we've noticed, a common phrase. Hey guys, we don't have talent. Or hey guys, the talent isn't good enough. So what can we do? We have no choice but to hire out. And so our solution was saying, hey, sure, maybe there's a pipeline issue, but maybe it's just word of mouth. We have companies saying that our talent isn't good, and then we have talent saying, hey, there's no real tech companies in Miami. So I do have to go out to, Pennsylvania. I do have to go out to California in order to get a good quality job. At Miami Tech Works, we work towards bridging that gap and that understanding and letting people know that there's a sustainable pipeline in Miami for tech talent, tech students, and, growing tech workforce. With that being said, I would like to bring to the stage our amazing director, Terry Ann Brown, who's going to tell you all about our initiatives and the things that are going on. Terry?
Thank you, John. I am so proud of John and just how he's taken over this project and Yaimara as well for leading this epic challenge. And this could not happen without the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation and Riipen, who are instrumental in just believing in work-based learning as an opportunity for students to get the hands-on experience that they need and create that pipeline to good jobs. So for a lot of you guys, just know that there's a lot of people working in the background who want to see you succeed, and we're always cheering you on. Miami Dade College received these funds back in 2022. It's $10 million that we've been distributing throughout the ecosystem between Miami Dade College, FIU, Florida Memorial, and a few other training providers. What does it look like? It's in career supports, career services, gas cards, laptop loaners, any barrier that you've identified in allowing you to complete your programs. We're trying to reduce those barriers as much as possible. And the opportunity that comes our way that allows you to get the hands-on experience or to meet with employers, those are other ways that we want to make sure that you can be successful in your career opportunities. So just learning about what you did in your projects, how it's benefiting you, that's what lets us know that we're doing a great job and we're being successful. But also knowing that you've landed an internship, that you've landed a full-time role, that's really what's going to drive our momentum and keep us going. So please don't think of this as just a one-time opportunity. We want to continue to hear from you and learn more about how you're leveraging these experiences to grow and continue to do more. And I shared this with a couple of you already, but this is also an opportunity for you to be chosen to go to DC to talk about this epic project that you just did. And maybe this fall or next summer, when we get a request, say, hey, who completed epic that needs to go to DC to talk to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce about this experience, we're going to look for you guys to represent Miami Dade College. So just kudos to you. Congratulations. And I'm excited to see what you put together. So I'm going to turn it over now to Yaimara.
Thank you, Terry, and welcome everyone again. So I'm going to start with kicking off the presentations. And our first team who have been working with Spark founders, please come on up. Let's welcome them to the stage.
Hello, everyone. I want to say thank you, Miami Dade College, Miami Tech Work, for allow us to be part of this project. It was an amazing experience. We work with this amazing intern, but I don't like to call today like they are a student. They are professional that really fit in their real work environment and working with a company. So my name is Daniel Pena. I'm the CDO at the Spark Founder, and also I'm a student here at Miami Dade College doing my associate degree in computer science. So at the Spark Founders, we are a startup launched 4 months ago. We create matching using AI between people, but this is oriented to business. So we create matching between two persons and see if they fit to create the startup or the business. So how this works? We analyze the interest from the persons, the skills, and the studies, time zone, some data points, and using AI and ML create matching between theirs. So they help us to develop our product. So we are gonna use they work for a real product to launch the upcoming month, and was amazing because they fit perfectly in the role and did an amazing work. For example, we have Sueda, or quality assurance, who help us to optimize our US or workflow and find some bugs in the product that hopefully we fix before going launch. Also, we have Camilo and Derkis, who works as backend and frontend, and Jorge. Derkis and Jorge work as a team, building, developing or admin to manage all the user from the platform. So they learn about how to manage the user, work with database with a lot of data, and how to optimize the process. And Camilo worked in our most value product, who is Spark event. So in event like this one, oriented to people who is launching their business, we create matching between all the attendees from the event. We hope that for the next event, we can show our technology do a some case in the upcoming event. So Camilo works developing our agenda to show the program of the event. I don't want to stand more. I wanted to give the welcome to Sueda, and she's gonna talk about the experience working at the Spark.
Hi everyone, my name is Sueda Tara and I'm currently a student at MDC. Today I'm excited to share my journey here that I had with Spark Founders, which it was a complete and amazing experience that we had together. So Spark Founders is a platform where you are able to find co-founders, investors, and get access expertise services. My role was focused on quality assurance. I needed to make sure that the website was stable, functional, and easy to use by the users, by resolving and trying to identify the bugs. My key areas that I worked on was user login, where I make sure to have a secure and seamless access, events and dashboard for the user to have a smooth navigation and proper data display, messages for the users to have to communicate with each other, and premium payments where I tasted flawless transaction procedures. I created and ran test cases, reported and tracked bugs, and collaborated with Daniel and Liam to address those issues. As a result, we identified and fixed the bugs, improved the overall performance, and boost the user experience. During this internship, I had an amazing time and gained hands-on experience in real-world software testing. And I learned how quality assurance was such an important part of product development and software testing. I learned also how to feel confident in communication and technical skills. I'm also working with Liam on testing AI agents and trying to put them to work for Spark platform, and I'm so excited to see what we're gonna do next. Thank you.
Ready? So hello, my name is Camilo Cedeño. I am a computer engineering. So I had the amazing opportunity to work with Spark founders. So I want to talk about my role in this particular project. So I was working as a backend developer. So the technology stack I was using was Node.js, Express, and Prisma, which is used for interacting with the database. So here is the problem. So as Daniel mentioned, so Spark founders work with events. So an event may be composed of multiple agendas. So an agenda contains information like who is going to be the speaker, who the title, description. So for example, let's say Apple is going to be hosting an event. So they may have different agendas. For example, they may be, for the first agenda, they may be talking about AI. And for the next agenda, they may be talking about a different topic. So Spark founders, they wanted a way to manage all these operations, a way to create, update, delete, or read the agenda. So here is the solution. So the solution was to implement a API in the backend. So I create this CRUD operation so they can create, update, read, or delete agendas. And also was taking care of the business logic. So for example, let's say they want to create an agenda, so they gotta make sure the agenda is associated with the existing ID of an event. Also, I was taking care of the data integrity, making sure the backend was receiving the correct inputs. And also I want to mention, for example, that I had a great experience. I learned a lot in terms of my backend abilities. I just want to say thank you to MDC for this amazing opportunity and to all the MDC and mentors for your support. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Derke Chavarria. I'm from a developer. Next, I told about the Spark founder. Is Spark founder, how Daniel's explanation is a new company with a smart idea for the connect co-founders with the guy start out team step by step. The platform, the Spark Founder, gives advice and tools to help grow to a business from idea and something bigger. During my internship, I worked with my mentor, Daniel Pena, is the CEO of the company. He gave me great advice and helped me get every day better. And my job was building a user account and role management system in Spark Founder. This part, the platform didn't exist. When I started in the system, I think how I create this part more easy and work for the company and for the users. So I take this challenge from end with the different tools like React, JavaScript, HTML, and Tailwind CSS. This part is an interface, the user account. Is more easy and clear for the use for the app, the Spark Founder. I work with React, HTML, yes, Tailwind CSS for the two interface. In the role definition, I use the same criteria for the same information, but the role in the app. I thank you for my gratitude who support me at Miami Dade College for providing my educational foundation, Julia Bernard, World Manager for Technology and Innovation for your advice and support, Epic Challenge for this opportunity, Adair Jonathan, and Jaimara Roman for your support, Spark Founder for the invaluable hands-on opportunity, and Daniel Pena, because it's always stay in each moment in this project. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Jorge Stenger, so I'm doing a bachelor here at the Miami Dade College. So first of all, I want to say thank you for this opportunity for work with Daniel and Darky. It was a great experience. So first of all, I want to explain my role in this project. So basically, I work at the backend. So Daniel explained me that Spark Founder needed a secure and a scalable user management system. So we need to create a backend with Node and use Kcloud to manage the authentication, the roles, and using also the APIs. So basically, we use Node as a backend service. So it was very important because was the environment allowed us to create roads and enroll everything using JavaScript also. Also we use Kcloud for the authentication authorizations. The APIs to do the change between the front end and the back end, putting the information there. And uses like get user, put user ID, delete, and we also use Postman for the testing and GitHub for the version control and the communication of the team. Was very helpful. So also one of the challenges for me was the Kcloud server connection because it was something new for me. So it's something that I learned was very helpful. Also, the role-based access not working, and the backend front-end coordination because for the time was a short time project, so basically that was my challenge. One of the solution was adjust environment configurations, the middleware for role checking, and the weekly team syncs and documentation. So one of the results was give a functional backend with secure API and give the front end ready for the integration. For me, especially, I learned how to integrate key cloak, how to secure RESTful APIs, and the importance of the teamwork and the documentation. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, amazing experience. Well, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Michael Menino. I am affiliated with MDC quite a bit. I was the former director of the AI Center and helped build and launch our AI programs here at Miami Dade College. And I also teach AI ethics here at the college as well. So take my class, which I'm teaching this fall. And I'm also the co-founder and co-CEO of Syneurgy. And we started this project a few years ago, and we're about to launch very soon, thanks to the help of Ilya and Nick. And we are an AI-driven SaaS platform that measures and tries to enhance team dynamics, particularly remote teams. So how teams cooperate, how they communicate, how they coordinate, and how they perform, especially as we're all moving into a remote work world, or at least a hybrid work world in terms of knowledge workers. And so we combine artificial intelligence, applied neuroscience. I'm actually a neuroscientist by training, and I'm into human performance and neuroscience and the intersection of neuroscience and artificial intelligence. So we're combining these different fields to be able to see and measure how people synchronize and get in sync to perform well. Because that's what the science shows, and there's really no platform out there that actually measures this just yet and tries to enhance it. So the particular project that we worked on with MDC Works and the Riipen program is we measure how teams perform in a remote environment. We capture all of these measurements about them, how much trust and psychological safety and participation and how they're communicating as a team. But then we also have to give them behaviors and recommendations and activities to do to move the needle on how they perform well as a team. And so that's the particular project that these two gentlemen worked on. A couple of words about these two gentlemen. It was an amazing experience working with them. As an entrepreneur, you have to have a lot of different qualities to perform well, self-discipline, flexibility and adaptability and curiosity. And these two gentlemen exemplified that amazingly. And so that's very difficult. So I want to thank them for that. And I also want to thank Miami Dade College, who I've been with since 2009, started my career here. And EPIC program, and Miami Tech Works, and all of the folks out there who made this opportunity possible. So it was a great experience, and I will let these two gentlemen take over and describe the project. Ilya, do you want to go first?
Okay. Thank you, Michael. Go ahead. Everything working? Perfect. My name is Ilya Shaibanov. I'm a student at Miami Dade College, currently pursuing Bachelor's of Applied Artificial Intelligence. Me, Nick, and two other interns who are unfortunately not here with us have been working on this project for 5 weeks, and it's been a great experience. We loved it, and we want to show us our results. If Nick wants to.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicholas Montplaisir. I'm also a student here at MDC, and I'm completing my associates in computer science and looking forward to pursuing a bachelor's in applied artificial intelligence. Okay, so a little bit, I know Michael talked about Syneurgy. And so, again, it's a B2B SaaS company that offers users of the platform the ability to upload their meetings and actually get in return some actionable items based off that keyword synchrony, how in sync these individuals that are in that meeting are, and gives them particular behaviors that they would be able to implement in meetings going forward. And so we'll just wait to have this up.
So for right now, I can give you a quick high-level project overview because tech stacks and everything is very important, but this is a short internship and we were aiming to showcase some sort of result in it. Basically, Syneurgy provides its users with a lot of crucial and essential information, but people like team leads and project leaders might not have enough time to analyze it completely. That's why we were proposed to create a solution to compress this data and provide with them in a real time with the most important information. That's what we were working on. Essentially, we were using the reports that Syneurgy generates, though they're huge with a lot of information in there that might be useful. We compressed them to a single page document, as well as adding some graphs and stats for the users to access the information as quickly as possible.
Yes, and so what we have here is a particular feature, really one of the main features. So as Ilya said, we were tasked with making this report more concise and more immediately actionable. And so we have here a tab that says AI recommendations, from which you're able to pick a session. And then from there, you could go ahead and click this button, generate recommendations, which will interact with the GPT to go ahead and deliver those, again, more concise recommendations.
So yeah, essentially what we built out was a sort of a microservice. They use the existing data that's coming out of their existing backend. We transferred it and transformed with the help of generative AI to create those reports. And of course, you can see we built an UI using JavaScript to showcase it. And once we were done with that, we submitted our project for review to Michael and his team. And as you can see, the feedback was positive. Otherwise, we would be still sitting and coding. We won't be here. And yes, that's how we created this demo.
Okay, so just going through a couple or a few more features that we were able to add. So of course, we started with a MDP, a minimal viable product. And then from there, once we got the ball rolling, we had the actual recommendations working correctly. We added a few other features. So previously you saw the dark mode that we added. As well, we have an option to go ahead and look at the session details. So particular details for a particular session.
All right. I also want to talk about some challenges that we face, of course, as the student software developers. We had opportunity to work with a pre-existing code base, which has its features, tools, and everything, and it took us quite a lot of time to figure it out, to understand the way to implement it properly and according to their existing documentation and guidelines. And after that, once we were familiar with the ground rules, we were allowed to be creative, and basically the Syneurgy team was open for any ideas of solution we might propose, and that's what really helped us to come up with our unique solution for this challenge.
And so we also added a couple other features, which include the export function, the export as PDF, and we, of course, like I said, started with the MVP, but one of the sort of more ambitious aspirations that we had was to go ahead and implement a option to continue the chat. with the AI after it went ahead and gave you those, our team lead, the recommendations. And so we have here an example of that functioning. We work collaboratively using GitHub and Git version control. And we were able to create different branches so that we could compartmentalize and work on different features as we completed the project.
And the last thing I wanted to add this internship was successful, and we are very happy with what we'll be able to achieve in those short 5 weeks that just flew by. And I think there is never enough of appreciation, and we're really grateful to Miami Tech Works, Syneurgy, Riipen, Juliet, and the whole Miami Dade College for this opportunity. We totally loved it, and we are proud of our work, and we'll be mentioning it everywhere in all of our resumes and LinkedIn's from now on. Thank you so much.
Okay, so up next, we have another talented group of students, and they're been collaborating with AllPeeP. Please, come on up.
Hello, everyone. I'm D'Angelo Sennett, founder and CEO of AllPeeP. First off, I would like to give gratitude to our partners, Miami Tech Works, Miami Dade College, and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. These past 5 weeks has been truly amazing because the projects that our Epic interns has been working on, we've been actually able to ship out to our customers, and it's just been able to help us to move at a much more accelerated pace. As startups, it really does take a village, especially leaning into community, and this partnership really exemplified that. So in short, AllPeeP is a online community platform that we provide our customers, whether it's incubators, accelerator programs, and universities. We basically embed inside their websites, their apps, in order to allow them to engage, whether it's internally with their teams or externally with their customers. Some of our amazing partners that we've recently launched this year alone are an accelerator program called Black Ambition Prize, founded by Pharrell Williams, where we've onboarded 2,000 founders and mentors onto our platforms to run their accelerator programs. The Community Consultants Collective consists of 200 vetted community professionals that helps communities run online and in person, whether it's strategy or management. HBCU-Fi Initiative is basically a online community of founders and mentors across 80 HBCUs that are engaging in building products. And Echo is a nonprofit that services 90,000 residents and HOAs within California, where they're utilizing our platform as a centralized space to engage their communities without the algorithms. So I started AllPeeP about 3 years ago to help solve the complexities and the things that we experience with the social dilemma with traditional social platforms, because communities need to be owned by the organizations that runs it, let alone they need to own the data. So I'm proud to introduce our interns and the work that they've done to help bring the impact that we're bringing to our customers, starting with Sanai. She basically helped us with UI and UX designs, from assessing the current user interface of our platform and identifying inefficiencies that we were able to roll out and push out to our product for our customers. Jackinson, he also helped us with QA and content review and just analyzing our product and providing us feedback and suggestions so that we can really assess and build intentionally, because we're always shipping out things fast. So there's a lot of things that we've missed. Christina, she also helped us with product QA and our reports to ensure that, like, for communities, members that are reporting certain posts within the communities, the admins can ensure that they're building and managing their communities with intentions and meeting the needs of their community members as individuals. And Jordan, he assessed how our engineering and product team manages, track bugs that were reported and new feature requests by suggesting how we should leverage AI automation so that our teams aren't manually doing those tasks. Now on to our interns to tell you more about their projects. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jordan Gonzalez. I want to say thank you to Miami Dade College, Miami Tech Works, and Riipen for this opportunity. So my project was a proposal for creating an AI bug verification system. So basically the general outline is whenever you want to maintain a product like AllPeeP, let's say we have 2 followers, right? We'll have follower X follow for Y, and this is like a friend request. And let's say that follower Y is not getting this friend request. The developer sees this, so like, oh, okay, well, there's an issue here. Let me create a ticket for this and submit this to the ticketing pipeline. So this ticket will be submitted to the pipeline, and then someone will look at it and like, okay, let me try to fix this issue here. They'll go and fix the issue, and then they'll submit it back to the pipeline saying, okay, well, we have this issue resolved. I checked it on my end, it's good. There's going to be a verifier to make sure that this happens. And my suggestion is that we can automate this verification position here so that the system could produce a probability output of like a threshold, how confident it is that the error is resolved. And this is what the pipeline will look like, the workflow right here. What is this? How is this working? Okay, there we go. So pretty much the way this works is once the error is identified, the developer will create steps whenever they submit the ticket for reproducible steps to be able to reproduce the output on whoever wants to check this out. And essentially what would happen is we could have an LLM create a script, and we'll use a library, a web crawling library. In this case would be Selenium. So we can have a ChatGPT create a script, and it'll create all the steps required to navigate the website, click on whatever buttons that need to be clicked, and then you can actually see like a little browser that'll pop up, and you can see it follow through all the screens, click on all the buttons, all this, and then based on whatever the problem is, we'll have two verification models. We'll have a computer vision model to be able to analyze any UI changes on the screen. So we'll make multiple screenshots throughout this process, see if anything's going on depending on whatever the error is. And we'll have a text model to analyze any log outputs, right? And both of these models will produce a probability of how confident they are that the error is still existing or not. And the output of these 2 models will be given to another one, which will identify their outputs and determine finally if the error is resolved or not. And right here you can see the whole workflow. And the thresholds are subject to change depending on how the model works. And it will be up to the business stakeholders to decide what thresholds they're comfortable with. And yeah, this is my project.
Good afternoon. My name is Jackson Charles. I'm working on my bachelor's in software engineering at Miami Dade College, and my role was QA and content review. So there was a need to improve on the quality usability of the content, and to test features to see if they work as intended. So my goals was to improve blog articles quality through detailed content reviews, identify and report broken links and formatting bugs, contribute to platform usability testing and documentation, and support a smoother editorial and QA process within a fast-paced team environment. So why I took this role is to basically get someone on and hands-on experience. And it was a very well experience because I got to see how AllPeeP works. AllPeeP is a global company. They have engineers all over the world. They have engineers in Europe, Africa, and the United States, and seeing how they coordinate to do meetings, and solve problems was a very well experience. So how I completed my role was to be supporting the content team with blog articles, reviews, suggestions, and running through walkthroughs for new UI features, contributing shared documentation and track bugs and improvements and improvements. So I reviewed 5 articles and identified areas for clarity and fixed typos, and reported broken links and formatting issues. And I logged UI walkthroughs with bug notes and QI documentation. And I collaborated with the other interns as well and mentors for these reviews. So these were some of what I worked on. So AllPeeP has its blog website, and I basically gave feedbacks on structure, fix some typos, how it could be basically structured. The content could be structured better for a better readability, and and also for the tests, for testing. These are bug reports. There was a bug on the platform was we could create events, but they were not setting notifications, and we were to test if the notification was working correctly. This is another report, and this is about direct messages. We have messaging in our platform, and we actually test with our group when there's a group in our if there's a group of people who test messaging, if it works correctly and if the messaging looks correct and notification is being sent. So for the final outcomes is I reviewed and suggested edits for blogs and newsletter content, identify formatting issues and broken links in published materials, log UI work through test reports, and gain hands-on and career experience in a live evolving platform. So this role for me was valuable as a software engineer is first, attention to detail. Attention to detail is very important as a software engineer. If you want to build exceptional websites, how users interact with that website. So this was a very important, valuable skill. Remote coordination. Like I said, AllPeeP is a global company. They have engineers all over the world. So learning to contribute within like a distributed team across time zone was very valuable as well. And working alongside product and engineering asynchronously was very important as well. And lastly, writing clear QA notes and test summaries for the team. And I would like to thank the CEO, D'Angelo Sinat, Julia Bedard, and Miami Tech Works.
Hi everyone, my name is Sinai Colina. I am a UX UI designer with a background in user interface, user experience, and prototyping. In this project, my role was to evaluate key features of AllPeeP platform to detect usability issues and possible recommendations. The problem statement and the objective of this project was to evaluate the usability of AllPeeP features platform with special focus on direct messaging and the alignment between Figma designs and their implementation in production. The objectives was the first was to review the usability of AllPeeP, providing feedback on issues and potential improvement, and audit the AllPeeP Figma designs to the last version to identify inconsistencies, issues, and discrepancies. My main contribution during during the project include performing usability testing, comparing Figma design with a live version platform, writing reports with clear findings, suggestions, and possible solutions, reports books discovered during the 10th session, and providing US feedback based on usability principles. Okay. And here was the project evidence. That's the first report to use feedback. That's the second one for feedback to direct messaging. Here's the US improvement to the, I have to test the private event. The private event that has clear CTA, and then when I did the report, the engineer fixed that and has the clear RSVP button with confirmation option, yes, maybe, and no. And here have a boot reporting. The evidence in GitLab. Here is a boot in process, and here is a fixed boot, but is fixed, ready for testing. Here. The key learnings. This project helped me to improve my analysis skills, communicate issues, and recommendation more effectively. Was my first time participating in daily meetings, which gave me a clear understanding on how agile teams work and how project developments manage in environment professional. The final cause, the outcomes. As a result of the internship, we identify key areas to improve that could possibly impact the user experience on AllPeeP. The recommendation focus on, first, increasing visibility of important features, improve visual consistencies, and the alignment between design phase and the implementation. The acknowledgement is, I like to thank Anka. Anka was my mentor, and D'Angelo for their constant guidance, for giving me clarity of each step of the process, and for trusting my work during all the project. And I want to say thanks to Julia Bedard and Miami Dade College for giving me the opportunity to be part of this experience, which have been truly valuable for me, for my professional work growth. This was an incredible experience for me as a designer. This is my first time. I like to say thanks to everyone for all of this. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Christina Abrahamin, and I'm an aspiring data analyst and data analytics major at MDC. I was assigned with looking at the moderation platform as a user and then a moderator myself. And I looked for any bugs that we had and any missing features. The purpose of AllPeeP is to provide a platform safe for everyone, so I wanted to make sure that what I was doing was compatible with that. So I looked to see for the moderation, to see if you were able to report it, if you're able to report it, if you're able to delete a post, and other things that come with that. This is a workflow diagram that I made to showcase my idea, where users can report their post, a profile, or message, and then select their reason for that, and the report is saved in the back end. The way it is now, when you report something, you can only you're only allowed to delete the whole profile, not delete the message itself. So that needed to be fixed. I went over Figma, GitLab, and AllPeeP, where I was the user and then the moderator to look through all the elements. And I created a proposed moderation workflow where as a moderator, you can see the type of post that was reported, who it was reported by, the reason for it, the date, and some actions that you can take which were not there previously, such as resolving it, dismissing it, or adding a new note. Another idea would be to maybe temporarily ban the user from commenting or posting for a little bit. And I would like to thank D'Angelo and Anka for everything they've done, and to Juliet for making this possible. Thank you guys.
And last but not least, we're going to have a group that took on a challenge with co-creator. I'm gonna let Horacio introduce himself and the company, and let's take it away.
Hi, how are you? Okay, thank you for everything, Miami Dade College and also Miami Dade Coalition. I'm Horacio Luz, CEO and founder of Co-Creator. Everything started 3 years ago. I got cancer, stage 4 cancer, 30% chance of living. In the middle of chemo number 8, I got hit by a car in my back, almost died. I knew I had to do something different with my life. From one-on-one business model as a business consultant, now I wanted to change it from 1 to millions. That was the beginning of Co-Creator. Since God, I wanted to live instead of I don't want to die. It's a different approach. If you got cancer, whatever in your life, you want to live, you will live. You don't want to live, you're coming from fear. It's a very different approach for life. For the presentation of the company, let me introduce you to my PM, Santiago. He's a really great guy. He's going to do the whole presentation of the company, and he is our PM for the project. Thank you, Santiago.
Hey. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Santiago Munoz, the project manager and front-end engineer for Hakim AI. And first of all, we would like to show you where we began the project 5 weeks ago. We began as co-creator, not as Hakim. And here's the first website that we had, the old website, where we wanted to do a lot of improvements to it. And then Horacio told us that we were going to be working on a completely new website from scratch. We were very excited about this entire opportunity. And now, without further ado, let us introduce you to Hakim AI. Hakim was founded to help all the solopreneurs out there who are desperate for the tools they need to succeed. I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question. What happens when the person responsible for the business's survival, its founder, is emotionally burned out, financially overwhelmed, and especially feels completely alone? Well, this is a reality for 150 million solopreneurs around the world who are lacking the tools they need to succeed. Most of the times, their business fails not even because their idea is bad, but because they can't afford support and they make poor decisions under stress that have a negative impact on their business. This gives us that 65% of founders lack financial clarity, 83% of them can't afford coaching, and 72% of them suffer from burnout. This leads to a very sad statistic, which is that 60% of founders fail within 5 years founding their business. But with Hakim, we want to change this. With Hakim, emotional intelligence is now scalable, enabling for real-time, personalized support for each individual founder. Hakim is your AI growth partner who thinks like a strategist, feels like a coach, and acts like a CFO. All right. In just 7 months, we have onboarded over 700 early users to our beta version, and all of them are for 7 different countries. We have also not building this alone. We have partnered with Google for startups. We have partnered with NVIDIA's Inception program and Microsoft for startups. And we have been incubated at AI Forge London, Latino Founders Endeavor, and a Hispanic Wealth Project. Something exciting that I want to share is that me and Juan had the opportunity to have our first meeting with Google last week. This was an amazing experience that we didn't think we would get to experience in this internship, but we want to thank the Hakim AI team for making us a part of this. Okay. Now we would like to show you our contributions to this project, and we did all of this in just 5 weeks. First of all, I would like to introduce you to our business analyst, Diony Dinsa. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Dionis Dinsa. I had the pleasure to be the business analyst for Hakim. It was an excellent 5 weeks. So yeah, my approach, since this was my first internship, my approach was to arrive with an open mind, eager to learn and develop myself. So my main contributions on the company was that on the first week, I had to research and study the competition to find ways how we can surpass and exceed the competition to stay relevant on today's market. So yeah, so mainly I focus on their AI CFOs, the AI strategies and their mentorship strategies, and I compare them to our platform to find ways how we can improve. So on the second week, I analyzed them to find what kind of users were using their platforms so I can find ways to develop new features in our platform so we can acquire more users and develop our company. I also developed queries on SQL and later translate them into Postgres so to find a specific metrics to track the behavior of our user, to see who is inactive, who is active, how they are behaving in the platform, and how long they're using our platform. Okay. So my key learnings in these 5 weeks was that I was able to develop myself and work more as a team person instead of an individual. I learned the importance of AI in today's industry, and I developed my SQL skills and database analyzing. So my main takeaways was I acknowledge the importance of internship for students, so we can get a better view of the real world before going out there. It's very important, and I would like to thank everyone for this opportunity. And I also acknowledge how we use AI, and we shouldn't over rely on this AI, but using it as a tool to come up with the best product possible. So yeah, thank you. Thank Julia for the opportunity. Thank Radio for the hard work. Fernando that stay with me and work me through the internship, and all of you guys. Thanks a lot. Now I present Jairo, our AI engineer.
Hi everyone. My name is Jairo. My goal as co-creator was to be the AI developer and for Hakim, and what I worked on was the chat box. So what I worked on was, first of all, the conversation sidebar. We designed, first of all, the conversation the blocks were too big. It took too much, and the screen also I made it a little smaller. You can fit more conversations. It looks a little nicer. The second thing was when in the mobile device, when you used to open Hakim, the first thing you will see was the conversation blocks. So what I made the default is as soon as you open Hakim through your mobile device, what you see is the chat, so you can automatically chat right away instead of looking at the conversation side. And the main thing is the loading feedback, which before, when you used to ask a question to Hakim, you wouldn't know if it was loading, if it froze, and now you get a feedback saying that Hakim is thinking. So, or you're waiting for your response. My key learnings and takes away. I learned how to implement component component UI components in a live production world. I also learned how to manage component states and user interaction. I I also gained experience in by making the interface more mobile friendly using JavaScript. So I learned that. I also discovered how to make the user experience a little better by providing real time feedback while waiting for the response, the API response. Uh, and GitHub, I got more to practice how to create branches, how to commit uh, and changes, and how to push updates. I also I got experience to a more structured, cleaner code, and that's it. That's what I. Apart from all the things that I learned, I want to thank co-creator. I want to thank Juliet, MDC, all of you. It was a great experience. I will do it all over again. Anytime. Thank you. And now our PM and front end back to Santiago.
Okay. In case you didn't get to hear it the first time, I'm Santiago Munoz, the project manager and front-end developer for Hakim. And throughout my first 2 weeks as the project manager, I worked on a Google Sheets file to track everyone's timeline and to make it visual just like this. And it looked pretty good and everything. And during the end of the second week of this internship, 2 members of the team moved to other opportunities, and we're grateful for their contribution to the project. But we were left with a pretty big hole since they were both in charge of the development of the website and the AI portion of the company. So I decided to step up, not only from like project manager and start working as a front-end developer, and I started working on the website completely from scratch. And this was a very big challenge since I've never worked with Next.js. I've just worked with HTML and CSS. And I knew this was going to be a very tough challenge, especially with the time constraint that we were going to do it. We only had 3 weeks left, but I knew this was going to be a great learning experience, and I just jumped straight into the challenge. And here on the right, you can see just like a screenshot. And now I'm going to show you the fully functional website that I built completely from scratch. So in the intro, we have a little animation where the user clicks, and then as you start scrolling down, the second section is a parallax section, which means that as you start scrolling down, it has an animation for the text where it's going to be changing, and then we have the logo, and then we move on to the other sections of the website. It's too long, right? All right, that's it. And now for my key learnings and takeaways from this amazing internship. First of all, we have proactive leadership and ownership, where I not only served as the project manager, but when the need arose, I stepped up as the front-end developer for the website. And from here, we also have a deep dive into specific technologies. As I mentioned, I didn't have any knowledge of Next.js and like frameworks, so I had to sometimes stay up till like 3, 4 in the morning just coding, like learning how to program this website. And I encounter a lot of challenges, and like that gets me to my next point, debugging and error resolution, where there were a lot of times where I struggled to get the design to look right, or the code to properly work with all the files, the folders. And finally, performance optimization, where like due to all the animations you saw on the website and all the gradients and all the elements that are changing in the website, I had to find ways to optimize it so that it would load quicker and it wouldn't make the browser slow. And now I'm going to leave you with Juan Gonzalez, or Juan Palacio, I'm so sorry. Juan Palacio, or backend and AI engineer. But before I go, I would like to thank Juliet, Miami Tech Coalition, and MDC for this amazing opportunity, and most importantly, Eradio and the entire Hakim AI team for providing me with this amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Please bear with me. This is like my first speech ever in front of the crowd. Yeah, and by the way, I got like a B in speech class, by the way. So, all right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. So my name is Juan Palacio. I'm actually a full stack engineer and an AI engineer. And so some of the issues that we identified with Hakim was that the voice greetings were too long. It was missing dictation functionality. We had single voice functionality for dictation, slower response times, and the prompt was being exposed. So there was privacy concerns as well with that. The voice was not saving as text, and ultimately my goal was to improve the real-time voice. My goal was to improve the Hakim AI Mentor's performance, visual effects, and develop speech-to-text functionality. All right, so here are some examples of what I've worked on. I worked on some of the back-end code where I enhanced the chat system. I implemented conversation management, added session type management, and implemented message persistence. And as far as the front-end implementation, we used a certain tech stack and pipeline. We used Google Live's API integration, speech-to-text and text-to-speech infrastructure, semantic effects for the voice visualizer, as you guys can see on the right side. And also we improved the performance of Hakim 2 to 4 times. So that was awesome to work with. All right, so my overall experience with co-creator and Hakim AI was that I was able to work with the full stack technology. So I was able to work with the Django backend and the React and TypeScript front end. I worked with the cloud tech, specifically Google Cloud Speech and Live APIs. I worked on the real-time systems, specifically the WebSocket connections and audio processing. And I also worked with the UI UX in the front end and improve the optimization. So some of the business impact that I had was I resolved all the reported voice issues with Hakim. I boosted the UI UX with visual effects and sub-second response times in the front end. I built scalable architecture for the future Hakim voice innovations, and I hit the prompt in the front end for increased security for our IP, and I positioned Hakim as a pioneer in the voice-enabled AI business mentoring. I want to give a special thanks to Juliet Bedard, Riipen, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, all our partners, Google, Miami Tech Works, and Miami Dade College. And lastly, I just want to give you guys a small greeting from Hakim AI.
Hello, Horatio. How's your day? I'm Hakim, your personal mentor and coach. I'm here to guide you on your journey to becoming a successful entrepreneur. And yes, a big hello to the Miami Tech Coalition for me. It's great to be connected with such a dynamic group. How can I help you and the coalition today?
Appreciate it.
So with Hakim, you guys have to understand, they actually rebranded an entire company within 5 weeks. It doesn't get any better than that. Do you have anything else to say about your process and your journey while working on that company?
No, just that it was a great experience. We don't really get the chance to work on something like that. I usually work on dummy projects that if nothing works, I just continue to the next one and that's it. But this was not the case. You actually had to finish it. Like, Santiago mentioned, staying up till 4 in the morning. but it was worth it. You know, that's how you gain real experience.
Isn't that epic? I know it was a little corny. Karate, huh? And then, could you come up to the stage, please, Nicholas? These two are actually special because they had a group of 5. They had to go into an advanced AI company and create an entirely new project or platform that turned pure zeros and ones into actual actionable data. Do you have anything to say about the process?
That's super epic.
That's super epic. I don't know what more to say. Okay. Come here. You too. Yeah. Daniel. We have Spark Founders here. And Spark Founders is actually one of our bigger teams. Spark Founders is currently in the process of launching. And these 5 students spent the past 5 weeks giving them all the materials, all the marketing, all the business plans, all of the AI back end, front end. They gave them an entire suite of tools that they need to launch within the next few months, all in 5 weeks. So isn't that epic? D'Angelo, come over here. And then we got Mr. Moneyman D'Angelo here. With D'Angelo and AllPeeP, these students were actually able to go into the company and provide commercial products. So these are products that D'Angelo is going to use to monetize. He's able to make money off of off of their hard work, and he's open to providing more opportunities in the future. So isn't that epic? Nothing better than making money. I try to make that sound good. Excuse me. Kristen.
So of course, we want to give you a certificate of completion. So since the co-creator team is already there, we're going to go ahead and give you guys a certificate. No. Yes. And in addition, Terry-Ann at the beginning of, the opening remarks mentioned the wraparound support that we provide in partnership with a single stop with Miami Dade College to you guys to, take away those barriers that don't allow you to complete your training. So one additional stipend or benefit that we're providing to you today is an $100 gas gift card for you guys as well. So, yes.
So the gas cards are given to any student that secures an internship or a full-time job. It allows you to be able to reduce those transportation costs to make sure you can get to your internship or so that you can get to your training program no matter what campus you're on at Miami Dade College. So congratulations, you've earned it.
Thank you, guys. You good? Now, Syneurgy, our team from Syneurgy, come up. Now, my team from Spark, please. And last but not least, AllPeeP. Give yourself a over an applause, please. Great job. And I'm gonna leave someone very special to you all. You know her very well, to just say a few words. And here you go.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Juliet, and I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who came on board to participate and support this project. You know how important it is, but maybe some of you, like from the employer standpoint, doesn't really. I will be pretty short, but thanks to Miami Tech Works, I am actually participating by myself in one of the big trainings. It's TPM Academy, Talent Pipeline Management. I'm sorry, I'm also a little nervous. So, and one of the things that we're learning that it should be employer and educational institutions collaborative. And this is so true. You know, when the students are going to the internship, they already have the knowledge, they already have a little bit of experience, they already have like some project behind their backs, personal or anything else. But probably each of them right now can support me on saying that it is extremely difficult to break through this first project with the real world company, because everyone wants that already on the resume, and this is like extremely helpful, and I'm very grateful for everyone who came on board, because this is what we need to push forward, to move forward, because this is exactly will give the opportunity and the pathway for absolutely everyone to transition in the tech field. And we will be happy for the next step to bring our faculty on board, our mentors, our collaborators. So thank you so much. And thank you for the entire team.